Have you ever wondered how we learn a new language? Why can a child seem to suck out a language with an opening book, while adults struggle with grammar rules? Now we are going to have a talk in it. Let me introduce our speaker. Speaker 1, Mr. Husnul Harsulisan, the Head of English Education Study Program. And our speaker 2 is Mrs. Harisna Hikmah as a lecturer of English Education Study Program. For decades, we thought it was all about memorization and drills. But in the 1980s, a linguist named Dr. Stephen Krashen changed everything. He proposed a set of 5 theories, often called the input hypothesis, that describe how we acquire language, not just how we learn it. Understanding these 5 ideas might completely change the way you think about learning a language. First and most importantly, Krashen split language development into 2 totally different processes, acquisition and learning. What is it?
Acquisition is the subconscious or natural process. It's picking up a language. It's what you did as a baby. You listened, you make sense of words, and you start to talk. There was no grammar checking, no vocabulary list. It's all about the feeling of the language. While learning is the conscious process. It's knowing about a language. This is your high school English class. You learn about verb charts, you learn about grammar, about the rules, and about being corrected by your teacher. It's a formal knowledge. Here is the key. Krashen argues that fluency only comes from acquisition. Learning is the rules, cannot become acquisition. They are 2 separate systems. So, which one is more important for us now?
So, if learning rules doesn't make us fluent, what's it good for?
Let's bring us to the monitor hypothesis, the second theory from Krashen. The monitor is your inner grammar editor. It's that a little voice appeared in our head that uses your learned knowledge to check what you're about to say and to write. So, when you are writing an important email, for example, you use your monitor a lot. You use your monitor to check the spelling, the grammar, and also fix your sentences. But there's the catch. Using your monitor takes time. You have to be focused on the rules and also you know the rules. There are 3 types of monitor user. The first one is over user monitor. This person is very perfectionist. They use their inner editor, use their monitor all the time. So they are constantly thinking about the grammar, and they are terrified of making any mistakes. So they speak very slowly and hesitantly, and often stop in the middle of the sentence because they are afraid of making mistakes. They have very low fluency, but they have high accuracy when they finally say something. So they are often too afraid to join on a vast conversation. And the second type is the under-user monitor. So this is the natural speaker. They either do not know the rules, but they also do not care about how to use the grammar, but they trust that they have completely acquired the language. So they focus only on the meaning of the conversation. They do not focus on the form. They speak very fluently, very confidently, and they are not afraid of making any mistakes. However, basic errors appeared, and they have very high fluency but having low accuracy. And then the third type is the optimal user monitor. So this is the ideal one according to Krashen. This person has found the perfect balance, so they can use their acquired system to speak fluently and naturally in conversation. For example, they only turn on their monitor when it's appropriate. So, for example, when writing a formal email, maybe they preparing a speech, or when they really need to precise, they can be fluent in a casual, but they can also be accurate when it matters. So they have good balance of fluency and also accuracy.
Okay, this is one quick but fascinating, the natural order hypothesis. Can you explain it?
Krashen says that we acquire, not learn. However, acquire is the part of language in a predictable natural order. So like when we are learning the language, this order is the same for almost everyone, almost student in the classroom, regardless of our native language. For example, in our English class, people always acquire the ing ending form first, and then the plural form, like banana becomes bananas, and much later. And after that, they later on learning about the third person using the additional s, like France for the third personal subject. This explains why even advanced learner might still say Hiran instead of Hirans. Their brain just hasn't acquired the rule. Even if they are learned in their textbook, but we cannot force our memory, our brain to become the natural order. So this is the meaning of natural order hypothesis.
Okay, this is the big one. The core of the entire theory is the input hypothesis. Mr. Husnul, can you give us more insight about it?
Input is the language you hear or read. Comprehensible means you understand it, but to make progress, the input has to be slightly beyond your current level. We can call it as I plus 1. I means your current level of the language, and plus 1 is the new language that is just one step more advanced or a little bit higher, but you can still understand to the context, pictures, gestures, or your knowledge of the word. If you listen to the input that is just I, stuff that you already know, you will get bored easily, or even you will not learn anything. And if you listen to the I plus 10, 20, or even 100, of course you will get frustrated, and even you do not learn anything because it will be very difficult for you. Acquisition only happens in the sweet spot of I plus 1. The key to learning a language isn't just speaking, but if it is for reading and listening, and you can use I plus 1 to make you learn something or anything that you want to learn.
Finally, why do some people get tons of input and still not learn?
Okay, that's the effective filter hypothesis, the last theories from Krashen. Effective just means emotions or related to emotions. Krashen says that we all have an emotion filter or screen that can block our comprehensible input. So when this filter is high, and then the input cannot get in to our memory, to our brain, and then what makes the filter go up? And then the first one is about anxiety. So our feeling of being afraid of making any mistakes, and then the second one is the motivation, the low motivation, when the students get bored or do not care about the language. And then the third one is the low self-esteem. So they are thinking about, I'm just bad in language, like I cannot acquire it, I cannot learn, I cannot speak the language. So these three things will decide what is our level of the filter. So when your filter is low, and then you will feel relaxed, you will be curious and motivated in learning the language. So you are not worried about being perfect. So this is why a safe, low stress environment in the classroom is essential for language acquisition. If you are stressed, for example, and then our brain is literally closed for any kind of business, include the language.
So let's put it all together. Krashen's theory says to get fluent, you need to acquire language, not just learn it. You do this by getting tons of comprehensible input that R plus 1 you can mostly understand. This input will build a new natural order, so patient. And the best way to do this is to lower your affective filter. Find input you enjoy. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, read comics, and don't worry so much about your monitor, your grammar editor, and just communicate. The big takeaway from Krashen: stop studying grammar. Start using the language in a way that is fun, interesting, and just a little bit challenging. Thanks for learning with us. See you.
See you.
Okay.